Thank you everybody for joining us for the November session of the Cubicle Party for Link Builders Challenge. Link building is really vital for WikiTree. What it does is it helps increase our search engine optimization. With those links back to WikiTree, it's giving us a higher rating on Google. So our profiles show up more in the search when somebody searches for an ancestor or even a subject. Thank you for joining us and learning more about it. If you're new, thank you for link builders who spend time doing this. It is very much appreciated. WikiTree does not have a marketing budget. It doesn't have anything to really do outward facing advertisements out there. So this is one way where we can spread the word about WikiTree. All right. So let me go ahead and share how we did last month. In October, every month I take the score sheet, which is right here, and I just grab all the data and I pull it into a spreadsheet, and I keep track of these stats for us by the site and by the user. And I add that information, kind of a summary of the information to that month's join post. You can see how many total ancestors, participants, and links were done. This is uploaded to the space page, and then you can see the breakdown by site. So that's just kind of fun for those of us that love numbers and stats. All right, so that is great work, everybody, last month. Thank you again. Now let's check in. I'm going to refresh the page for this month's stats. 1587 ancestors, 2,190 links so far, and 32 participating. For anybody new, I was just going to walk through how to do some link building. And then also take any questions that y'all might have for me about link building. So if you have a question, just pop it into the chat and I'll go ahead and get that answered for you. I did want to share some very exciting news. If you were at, which Amanda, I think you were at the Tech Doc Zoom yesterday, you'll have heard about Rob added a feature to the sourcer for us, link builders, and it kind of automates link building for family search, Arlson, FindAGrave, and Ancestry. So just like you're on family search, you do save person data when you're on family search to save it for WikiTree. This way, you would do from here, from the WikiTree profile, you do the same thing. Save person data. It's not there yet because it hasn't happened yet. The update hasn't happened. But that will be the option. Will be available there. And then you go over to family search. In the sources section, you go add source, add new source, and then you would go set person data. And it would fill in all our fields like we do for link building. So that's really exciting. On a ancestry record for a person, you do the same thing you would do set person data, and it adds the comment for you and saves it all in one go. So it's really very exciting. So look forward to that. I'll drop a link to that timestamp for y'all in the Link Builders Challenge Discord channel, but you can watch Rob walk through that. So the first one I want to show is the FindAGrave. Kathy, this is for you and for any new ones. So if you're new to link building, one of the sites that we get lots of links built back from is FindAGrave. And the way we do that, because of their terms of service, we cannot leave a full URL. So we leave a flower with a comment. So on the link builders post, there's the flower image right here. If you right click on that, you can do save image as, and then just tell it where to save the image. Now you go to the FindAGrave profile for the ancestor that you're wanting to do this for. And you go scroll down to this button here, leave a flower. Now, if you go up here to choose a category for leaving a flower and select My Scrapbook, then you can add to your scrapbook here and then upload new in the upper right-hand corner here. Choose where you saved that file. And then you can name your flower. Okay, upload. All right, so flower added successfully. So now I'm just going to go back to that memorial page. Scroll back down to leave a flower. And now it should be in my scrapbook when I go there. And there it is. It's taking a little bit to load here. There we go. And then the new feature with Sorcerer, all you'll do is select set person data. There'll be an option here for that. And it'll paste in there what you'd like. But for this one, we're just going to go ahead and grab his WikiTree ID here, copy that, go back over to FindAGrave, and paste that in. That's all that is. Okay, so add flower and note, and now that's there down below. So just a note on flowers, as people add flowers, these ones would go away because they're older. They're still there and you can get to them, but they're not on this main page. So just a note about that. You might want to keep adding if you have a profile that has a lot of flowers being left. Something to keep in mind for like really notable profiles. Sometimes they get lots of flowers added. The other thing that you can do on FindAGrave is if you have a photo of the headstone, when you add the photo, you can add a comment to the photo and have the same thing. If you suggest edits, you can put that into your comment or note to the profile manager that, you know, there are more sources and information on his WikiTree profile and leave that there. Sometimes they'll go ahead and leave that information in the biography too. So that's really nice when that happens. Of course, if you manage the page, you can put that in the bio. Just don't do a full URL because it's against their terms of service. Okay, so next, let's go through Ancestry. So for Ancestry records, usually I just focus on ones that have like their birth date, death date, marriage. So scroll down here, paste that in, and click comment. And again, the sorcerer option, it just does it all in one fell swoop for you. You just do sorcerer and then set person data, and it's done. It's great. And then here is family search, which I showed you just go add source, add new source. The source title is the same as the other, but with family search, of course, we can leave the full URL. So just back to his profile, you grab the URL here, paste that in, and then I grab the citation and paste that in. And that's it. Then it's a source on the family search profile here. Okay, another place that he's also going to have available for Sorcerer is the Arlson Archives. And I thought I had that. Here we go. So we've worked out with them that we can leave a comment on this records for Max Leapster, the same gentleman. This is like one of the main records for him that has a whole bunch of information showing that that's specifically him, birth and death, birth information, and his imprisonment. So here, I'm just going to leave a comment here and just add in his name. And then this is the URL. So I'm just going to go back and grab that. And then that's all ready to go. But that's the full comment that they approved for us to leave on these records, which is really nice. So Rob has worked out that when you do the set person data, it leaves the same comment for us. So it's all going to be really nice. Just saves us some steps, basically. It's pretty cool. Okay, so those are 4 of the ones. And if you're new and you haven't done this before, let me show you how you count your additions. So you just go to the profile menu for your ancestor and click the challenge tracker. And then there's an option for a link builders challenge. And then you just go through and select all of the sites that you added links back from. And then add point. And there you go. That's it. So does anybody have questions or want to talk about what they've been working on or want to see something specific? Other ones that we can have full URLs on, of course, are IMDb and places like Discogs and any of the fandom wikis. And of course, Wikidata, that links back to WikiTree, really great. And just, bonus points that you don't actually get on your score sheet, but great thing to do is especially if you're working on a certain project or something, you can always go into the Wikidata page for that city or county or subject and link it back to the corresponding page on WikiTree, either category page or if there's a space page. So yeah, you could actually do both.
For a while there, I was branching out on my marriage suggestions from FindAGrave to do marriage suggestions from Wikidata. And those are always very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're in much worse shape than FindAGrave, shockingly to people
yeah.
who dislike FindAGrave. But yeah.
Yeah.
But it's always nice to do a little profile detangling based on Wikidata, or alternatively wind up detangling Wikidata based on, actual records and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I always think it's so interesting that on Wikipedia you can't use a birth record as a source, a birth certificate as a source citation. They don't accept it as
because that's original research, and we're not for original research.
It's crazy to me. That's just like backwards. But anyway, yeah. Yep. So anything else anybody wants to see or questions or?
Actually, yeah. How do you do link backs on newspapers.com?
Oh, sure. Okay, so let me see. I think have I done one this month yet? Just gonna go into my detail here. Newspapers, here we go. It's down here somewhere. I think it was death
You can always
newspaper.
search
Here we
for
go.
newspapers.com and get it, but yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I'm just going to go into the actual clipping
Oh, so
here.
you name the clip, including
Yeah.
profile ID on WikiTree.
Yep. And there's actually, if you go into, where's it at? Let me
Clipping?
go back. I want to go to edit it.
Yeah, clipping.
Go.
I think that blue
Yeah,
button.
there
There
we
you
go.
go. Edit clip.
So, yeah, so here, because it's usually the ones I usually am doing are the death notice or whatever, and it's usually like this, their name. I just add on, change it so it's the end of it is the WikiTree ID on WikiTree. It's not a full link.
Right.
Again, we can't do that. So, but and also you could add a tag of WikiTree. You can see here I've done that.
Mm-hmm.
That's just another little thing. Yeah. I call these ones breadcrumbs.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, and so that's the other thing that Rob, I don't know if I mentioned it, but if you go into if you have a public Ancestry profile for someone on your family, you'll be able to, as long as you've set up WikiTree as a source or as a repository in your profile, then you'll be able to do the same thing there. You'll be able to go to that person's profile and then do set person data, and it'll create a source for WikiTree for that person with that information, with a link back to there. So that's kind of great because that is a full link, a full
Mm-hmm.
URL on those ones. So, and if you have a family, a public profile, then of course that's publicly visible to everybody who's, and especially like I don't pay for Ancestry, so um I can still add that as a source for my profiles, which I need to do for my family tree out there so that people will come to the, you know, I don't have, some of them I've just added recently and I don't have anything because I'm not going to attach, I can't, I don't have the ability to attach records. But this way I can say, here are all the sources. They're all on this profile on WikiTree, basically. So hopefully more people will come. But yeah, really excited about what Rob's able to add to Sorcerer for us. I love Sorcerer.
Now, Sorcerer's awesome. I would not be this involved in WikiTree without it.
Yeah, it just saves so much time, and it's even to save link builders even more time. Now I just need to find out when that's going to be. I'll send Rob a note. When is it going to happen?
Well, go ahead.
I was watching Tech Talk yesterday, and now I'm trying to remember whether Rob even talked about it.
Yeah, you did. I just edited the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think I was driving during part of it, so that's why.
Well, I mean,
You
it
were distracted.
because it's a matter of releasing, the update to the browser extension to the store, and then people pick it up from the store. I say store in, scare quotes because you're not actually paying for it, but he's not in control. He's only in control of he releases it to them, and then they do whatever checks they want, and he's not in control of how long that takes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can
Yepper.
be this long, sometimes it's, 3 times that long, and it's not really under his control.
Yeah.
But it's always nice to know that people are clamoring for your work. So
Yeah, it was really cool to see so much being done during Hacktoberfest for Sorcerer. It's exciting.
Yeah.
That was very cool. Yes, I have not done very much this month. Need to catch up.
Well,
It's the holiday month is bearing down on us, kind of thing. So
I'll tell you.
what were you saying, Emma?
Yeah, go ahead, Anna.
Oh, I was just gonna say one of the reasons I'm here, I joined WikiTree some years ago, and I've never, like a lot of people, I struggle with my source citations. And I said, maybe this isn't for me right now until I'm a little stronger in that area. And you know, life happens, COVID happens, all that other good stuff. And I have been for the past for this year, I've been really cleaning up my ancestry tree with some of the new tools they've got. And I was now kind of worked through their system of cleaning up. Now I'm kind of going deeper even with my cleaning up and sourcing and transcribing and all that good stuff. And with the very first ancestor that I started with in that more in-depth cleanup, I followed a link from a family search page back to WikiTree, and I said, you know what? I've really got to get back to WikiTree now that I'm a little more comfortable with source citations. So that's why I'm here.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome. Yeah. Yeah, just check out have you checked out the WikiTree Sorcerer
I have.
extension? Okay, great.
I was here for WikiTree Week, and I
Oh,
attended
good.
most of the new member sessions or watched them. And I know I saw somebody doing, a profile with the tables from the census, and I was like, ooh, ooh,
Exactly.
That was definitely my first response. Was, oh my God.
yeah. I mean, instead of type, she was 11 years old and and what, this, I was like, ooh, and so yeah,
So much
I
fun.
haven't even put the regular WikiTree extension on my browser yet, but I did the Sourcer one, I don't know, sometime this week, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. Awesome. You've got so much ahead of you.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I was at
great.
the tech talk yesterday, just kind of absorbing, just
Yeah.
listening,
Mhm.
not trying to get overwhelmed or anything, but just because I do have that tendency to kind of dive in sometimes. I had to stop
This is
myself.
not a bad thing. This is not a fault. This is not a failing. I'm just going to tell you now, this is not a bad thing.
I have to be careful though, because I was about to join the Canada project, and I said, wait, maybe learn a little bit
Well,
more first.
some of my best learning happened, working with USBH. So, maybe you don't join every project, but you can certainly join one. One wafer thin project, I promise.
Well, and too, especially a project that has a trail, like where you can learn along the way with somebody, which Canada has a transcontinental or something like that trail that you can do, which is,
Something.
that's a great way to get, yeah. Yeah, I've started actually kind of going back through some of my older profiles and doing how you can do from Sorcerer, you can do merge from family search So it takes the family search profile and it basically, it's like you're adding a new person. It pulls everything through again and kind of redoes it for you.
Can,
Kind of like
can,
reformats it with a
can we
new.
show that? I
Oh
have
yeah,
one
sure.
for you if you don't have one booked.
Oh, here,
Let's
let's
see.
let's go ahead and you can share your screen if you want.
Oh,
You
okay. Let me make sure that this is one I was actually, okay, this is Birch Riverside. Okay. So, let me then share the screen. Share. We want to share this window. Okay, this window. Share. Okay, so now we see now you see Birch Riverside. Great. Okay, I have determined that this person doesn't actually exist. This is a dating project, right? We're down to like the last 3 profiles from this particular Pitts Pen GED file. But you see that we have some research notes from someone else and no sources. So we've pretty much determined that Amanda Means did not marry anyone named Riverside. Someone was very confused. When you're working in old GED files like this, confused sometimes happens. So what I want to do here is make this Walter Henry Riverside, who does exist and is not yet on WikiTree. So you should be seeing, at least I hope you're seeing, because now that I've decided to share, there we go. Here he is. So we're going to see Walter Henry Riverside's profile page on Family Search when my network gets done being a pain. But here is Sorcerer. We love Sorcerer. And the key here is save person data. All right. So it fetches all the sources. It's telling me that it's fetching all these things, and it's going to be a little slow. So we'll just be patient here. But I've been going through him and cross-checking against Ancestry because I do have an Ancestry subscription. So, okay, there's 16 citations that relate to him. We can talk a little later about ways to tweak Sorcerer. But now we're going to go to Birch Riverside, and we're going to, in Sorcerer here, we're going to say merge edit from external data, and go click. And I'm going to say, because you can save from the person data off an Ancestry person profile or a Family Search person profile, or you can do it directly from a citation, which we're not going to do. But that's, if I clicked on this bottom thing, it would be merging from the last citation I created, which was actually for someone else, as you can see. So let's do this merge edit. It always says invalid person for a second. You just have to bear with it. So this is Walter Henry Riverside. And here's on this green thing is all the stuff that was from that previous undated profile. And this yellow column is what's coming in from Family Search. And then the third column is what will be saved when I hit save. And so I scroll through all this stuff, which is a lot because Sorcerer, there are a lot of records there. Remember, there were 14 records. So let's see. It's not going to be unsourced anymore, so we can take that off. And this is the kind of a default biography that Sorcerer creates from that information. And then we will take the research notes out because they're no longer relevant. And we'll just make sure that I haven't stuffed anything in here. But here is the 1920 census with Walter and his parents. And we'll scroll all the way down, make sure nothing else is out of whack. And see, it throws in the backlink to Family Search there. And then we hit save.
So nice.
Boom, there. He's dated, and all I have to do is disconnect this incorrect wife and add his correct wife, or both the correct wives, actually. And that is how you,
Cool.
that is the flow that I like to use to update undated profiles because it's just much faster. It does mean that I have to get the profile correct somewhere else. And as it happens, I prefer what I get out of family search to what I get out of Ancestry. You want to get it correct here first before you go and move it over, but then boom, you have a really nice default profile. So let me remove
Yep.
it here, and then we'll be done. Now he's real instead of fake, because as far as we can tell, someone named Birch Riverside never existed. Much better.
That is very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, especially for those older profiles where even if you brought in a GEDCOM, this is really nice because it kind of goes in and kind of helps reformat it and everything. So anyway,
Well,
yeah, I've been doing that more.
Have we showed off the AGC button, the automated GEDCOM cleaner?
No,
Well, that's another really handy one to show.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have here's this week's suggestions. What is it? Data doctors. There we go. Data doctors report. Good. Jump. Yes, I know I'm not sharing yet. I want to find a profile before I make a mess all over everyone's screen. So
When WikiTree was first few years, there were quite a few GEDCOMs that were imported, and because anybody could just upload GEDCOMs, and so there's still really old GEDCOMs that need cleaned up. So that's why we call them GEDCOM or Jedi. Is that what Jedi or
yeah, there's the
project?
Jedi project. Okay, so here's a completely random orphan profile, because it's hard to offend your profile manager when there's no profile manager.
Yeah.
So we just edit here and scroll down, and let's see, is this part of Sourcer or part of
I think
WikiTree browser?
it's the WBE, I think.
Okay, so that is part of WBE, and so I am bringing up, I hope you can see it, the WBE settings
Yeah.
here. Okay, so if we say AGC, there it is. You're right, automatic GEDCOM cleanup, so you can turn it on or turn it off. But now you know where to find it, and just down here, that if this is in color, see the green, the red, and the blue, then it's available. If it's in grayscale, it means that the detector is not detecting something it can clean up. But just click it. There, all the crud is gone. Poof.
Oh, wow.
And the important thing to keep, keeping this acknowledgements line is important. I have seen people complain sometimes on G2G, why should I acknowledge someone who didn't do any work on the profile? But what keeping this does is allow people who are into working on these old GEDCOMs as sets to search for them on WikiTree Plus. So now, and it's even given me a change explanation. So all I have to do is save. And now it will come up as unsourced the next time that there's a source-a-thon, right? People who like to work unsourced profiles, this will now show up where it didn't show up before. And in fact,
Awesome.
Since we're just showing off, let's look for him on Family Search and see if we can find him. Notice that he's actually got, I'm sorry, I skipped Walter. And that's Birch. We're just going to close things until I get back to the tab I was on. I've been working today. What can I say? So we're searching for Samuel Shearer, and notice that, Sourcer, as you know, puts in what you've got. So, okay, this is probably the Samuel Shearer I want, because, sorry, the Zoom is kind of hiding some of my tabs here, and now it's gone enormous. There's Samuel. Okay, so yeah, this Samuel was 1852 and 28, and I'm going to move him over here so he's next to. And this Samuel is 1852 and 28. So probably that unsourced profile is the same as this tree on Family Search.
And the names look like they probably match
They
up too.
match. Agreed. Because let's see, son
It'd be
of
nice to have
Felix
an
and
actual location.
it would, because that would make the unsourced bit much easier, except we're going to do this all in one go. Right. Oh, gosh, she's one of my Ohio people. Surprise, surprise. And there's Felix and Anna, and someone has even put in photos of Felix and Anna. So I'm reasonably certain this is correct. The quality score, is not always perfect. It can be a little sensitive, but this, even if there were errors here, it would be more information than we had on WikiTree, right? So you're still improving, and that would be perfect. And I am skipping over some of the checks I would do just to not keep taking up space and time and air. But here we are. And I said I was going to talk a little bit about how to tune Sorcerer. Notice it looked at way more than 9 things, but it says includes 9 citations. Why is that? Well, let's look at Sorcerer's options for a second here. Options, here we go. Okay, so the important thing, this is build all citations. This is under Family Search. And I have checked this last thing. For source style citations, exclude sources where the source person is not a primary person. All right, so what's the difference here? If I had it unchecked, then I would get all records relating to children marriages, for example. I would rather have those on the kids' profiles. It's a personal thing, right? If you are building something for your ancestor and you want to include the list of children and you want to include every source proving that that child is actually a child of this person, go crazy. I'm not going to stop you. I find it when I'm doing a lot of these undated things for profiles with no profile manager, I find it less unwieldy to use a double negative if I keep respect. So that's why I keep it checked. Something. Excuse me. I have to yell at my dog. Good boy, that. Sorry, I was training my dog and I took my eyes off my dog. Bad Amber. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. So we saved that. Now we're going to flip over here and we're going to use Sorcerer and merge edit from external data. Again, we're merging from person data because I didn't save a single citation form. I saved the whole batch. Good boy, Sultan. Good job. Yes. And here we are. And now we have places. And now he doesn't have to be unsourced anymore because we've got a lot of sources. So take that out. Good boy, Sultan. And all right, we know he was born in 52, and there he is in 60 with Felix and Anna. And here he is in 70 with Felix and Anna. And oh, look, they were born in Switzerland. And in 1880, he's still single. Okay. And 1900, here he is with his wife, Catherine. And we can hope for a marriage record, but I don't see one in here yet. We could fiddle with FindAGrave.
Strange for Ohio. Usually Ohio's right? pretty good about.
And another thing I could do is instead of citing the index, we could go cite his, good boy, cite his FindAGrave directly. So the way I do that.
Oh yeah, I prefer to do that too.
Definitely. So over here, I'm just copying and pasting the memorial number because I'm faster at that than backing up, clicking around, clicking through. So save citation, build source citation. And then we'll come down here and do that. And for extra fun games, I think for this particular feature I'm about to show you, this is going to rely on WikiTree B, but we digress. I'm going to open up a new tab for the Grave Cemetery. And what's going to happen here in a second is if there's a category for the cemetery, which usually there is where I'm working in Ohio, a WikiTree box will appear there, which it did. We're going to click through. And the great thing about WikiTree cemetery categories, drum roll, this is my internet being slow, is that the category page is going to come up with the exact text to paste into the profile to put them in the cemetery category. See that? I can't see you, so it helps if you say something rather than not.
Yep, it's a beautiful thing.
I copied that text, and now we're going to come back here and shove it where the categories go, right up on top of the biography. We're going to hit save, and there, boom, one more profile that has locations and sources that didn't have before we started this little
and a
talk,
category.
and a category.
Well, and what another thing I love that's a different extension, of course, that WikiTree B you mentioned is when you're on FindAGrave, you can see the other family members if they have WikiTree profiles too, which is awesome. I love that.
And in fact, we're looking at FindAGrave now, and we see his parents, as we saw, and we see 3 siblings. So these other 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can't count, either don't have WikiTree profiles or aren't clearly linked, right? They're not coming up in the search. So we can flip back to our boy Samuel and say, hey, how many siblings do you have here? And the answer is 9. So probably some of these are missing a citation back to FindAGrave. And again,
they might be unsourced.
People's opinions about FindAGrave differ. So, let's open up Lucinda. I'm just picking her randomly because she didn't have the icon indicating good boy something. So I'm going to, since we were talking about merging from a citation, we're going to build a source citation for her. Let's come back and look at, oh, look, she's Lucinda Shearer and married a Frigidaire. And I don't see a Lucinda here. What year is this? 1840. All right. I don't see an 1840 Lucinda, so she's actually missing. This is going to be cool. So let's be picky and say, hey, is there actually data, right? This is not just someone else's say-so. And the answer is there's actually a tombstone, which is kind of sort of readable. So we're going to create a new profile, and we're going to go up to Sorcerer, and we're going to say set fields from citation data because we just built that citation. Boom. Look at all that. And it includes the citation there. And we're just going to skip back here and make sure that she's in a different cemetery. She's buried in Oregon, not in Ohio. So let's hop over here and see because if it doesn't have a category, we can demonstrate creating them. But that might cause someone's head to explode. Maybe we should narrow our focus.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. So saved. And where is her? Here's her tab. Okay, so now notice one thing it does when you're going from citation. I should probably report this as a bug to Rob, and I just haven't yet. It uses her married name when you're doing this on citation from FindAGrave. So we'll just copy it and correct it there. Continue. And yes, another set of settings I have it offering the full FindAGrave citation for me. I tend not to use it for exactly one reason. It doesn't actually use the FindAGrave citation template, and I prefer to use that. So I actually would go over here, and if I hadn't already, I would build it from here. But as you can see, because I built it from there, it's already exactly the way I want it. So continue. Oh, person has no sex at birth. I'm glad it catches this. So female. There we go. Continue. And now it will check for duplicates. Hasn't found any duplicates. There we go. One more profile with citations. And now I have to give her away because otherwise my watch list gets insane. There. There. We've turned this into sorcerer tips instead of link building. I hope you don't mind.
I don't mind.
I don't mind. I'm a little lost some parts of it, but it's great.
Well, where did you're welcome to stop me.
Well, I mean, I'm not really lost, but I don't know if I'm gonna remember all of this. But
You don't have
Well,
to once you
this
start playing
video,
with it.
yeah, and this video will be up on YouTube too, so you can
right.
like pause and play and
Figure out what that weird woman was doing with her mouse anyway. And yeah,
Go out and buy some more screens. Yeah.
yeah.
well, I have a lot of good luck with. I think this is a 34-inch, and you can put 3 browser windows across it.
There you go.
Nice.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a multiple screen person. I'm a one big screen person. But yeah, those are tricks you can do with Sorcerer.
That's great.
And soon even more.
Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah, and I don't know if you saw during WikiTree Week or not, but there are other websites that you can get citations built from. So, like for instance, Washington State, I know that I don't know if the person who is working on that is done or if it was completed or not, but there's a lot of different websites that you can get the citations for. It'll build the citation for you when you're on a record, like Scotland's People or yeah, it's awesome.
I'm showing it, I think, which is to say I'm trying to show it, but it may or may not be showing up on. But there you are. Now you could say, well, let's check for Anna Maria, let's check for John, let's check for these other missing people.
Yeah, and like if you're on a record on Ancestry, especially like a census record, you can go and go to Sorcerer and have it look for that same record set for the same person, that same record set on Family Search. So you have the option to have a free
time.
So do I.
Well, here we are. Here's Walter Riverside. Remember Walter? We were talking about Walter 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
In 50, and we can go over here and say, hey, search for Family Search, search the same collection for the same record. So this will, with any luck, find him in 1950. And I think I closed his. Yeah.
Caveat for that is sometimes you have to play with the name spelling or whatever a little bit.
So many things you sometimes have to play with. Sometimes you have to go in there and just grit your teeth and say, okay, on Ancestry, it's ED thus and so, and it's page 617, and sometimes you have to go brute force it. It's frustrating, but in this case, it came up efficiently, so here it is.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's definitely saved a lot of time. A lot of different ways
for me. Really improving the quality of the profiles that we generate, because we've all seen them, and we've had to type them before Sorcerer, and it's tedious retyping things from site A to site B, and no one wants to do it.
Yeah.
It offends me as someone who's spent my professional life in computer technology. It offends me as a waste of volunteer time to ask people to retype stuff from 4 data points. It makes me mad.
Yeah.
So I really love Sorcerer.
That's funny. That's how my mom and I are making everything as efficient as you can, and so whenever you are ending up doing something that takes so much time, it's like, this could be so much better. What? It's like you feel the time wasting away that you're spending on it. So yeah, having a tool to save so much time is just amazing.
When people ask me what's interesting about genealogy, I point out it's like a jigsaw puzzle with no edge pieces.
A 3D jigsaw puzzle.
It's always another rabbit hole. It's great.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much,
everybody. And again, we do this monthly, the last Tuesday of every month. So come back and join us next month. Same time, same Zoom link. Bye.
Bye.